My grandfather lived to be 98 years old. For many years, one of his jobs each summer was in this building, the Missouri State Fairgrounds. Now, might have a few folks from Missouri, a few folks that recognize this building, but this is the Coliseum at the Missouri State Fair. And he was the beef cattle superintendent. And so, of course, he was in charge of all the show animals and all the different things that would be happening in that building. And one day, he had a knock on his door. He said, "Come in." A lady walked in, and she was crying. Well, that doesn't happen every day. You know, you have a lady that walks in and is crying when you're a beef cattle superintendent. And he said, "Can I help you?" And she said, "Well, I sure hope you can, because I'm in trouble and I need some help." And my grandfather said, "Well, I'll do what I can." She said, "Well, I've been here at the fair all day, and I went to go home, and I got to my car, and I've locked my keys in my car." And she said, "I don't have anybody to call." And of course, this is before cell phones, anything like this. And she said, I came back toward the fairgrounds, and yours the first building I passed, and I saw on the door here it says superintendent, and I know a superintendent's usually in charge, so I'm hoping you can help me." And my grandfather laughed and said, "Well, I'm in charge of beef cattle." He said, "I don't know much about getting keys out of a car, but," he said, "I'll do what I can." He said, "Why don't you come with me?" He said, "The security office just up the street. I bet they can help us." And so that's what they did. Missouri State Fairgrounds, you walk a half block up the street, behind the grandstand, the highway patrol runs the security office. My grandfather walked in, lo and behold, the head of the highway patrol, the superintendent of the highway patrol's in there. He's on duty. My grandfather knows him, and he's explained the problem, and the superintendent said, "Well, I'm your man." He said, let's head out to the car. So he grabbed his bag of tools. Now all three of them go out to the parking lot, and they work, and the highway patrolman can't get the keys out of the car. He pulls my grandfather aside and said, "Morris," he said, "I don't know what it is, the make, the model of this car." He said, "My next step's to break out her window." And he said, "I don't want to do that. There's one other guy working today," he said, "that I think might be able to get these keys out. Let me see if I can run and get him real quick and bring him back if you'll keep her here and kind of keep her calm and visit with her." My grandfather said, "Yep, that's no problem." He said, "I'll do that." He explained what was going on. The patrolman jogged left. About 5 minutes later, comes back with a guy that, if he's on duty, he's plain clothes because he's not wearing a patrol uniform. Walks over, takes the exact same tools, not in 30 minutes, but in about 30 seconds. Pops open the door, reaches in, grabs the keys, hands them to the lady. Of course, she's happy. And then he turns and he begins to walk back from where he had come. Well, she was really appreciative, of course, and she said, "Well, hold on, sir." She said, "I want to pay you." And he just kind of waved his hand. He kept on walking. Meanwhile, the patrolman, he kind of laughed a little bit, and she turned to him and said, "Well, sir, let me pay you or buy you lunch if you can accept it as a patrolman." She said, "I'd really like to do that." And he kind of shook his head, and he just laughed a little bit harder. She turned to my grandfather and said, "Well, let me do something for you guys." And my grandfather said no, but the patrolman just continued to laugh, which seemed a little bit odd to this lady. And so finally, the curiosity got the better of her. She turned to him and said, "Well, sir, I really appreciate your help, but why are you laughing at me?" And he finally stopped and said, "Well, ma'am, you really can't pay him. It's true he's here working for me, but he's here cleaning the grounds. He's in the state pen for grand theft auto."